Well, good morning, everybody. It's been a couple of days since I've done one of these. I am routinely up very late on Friday nights, and as a result, I started kind of just assigning myself a 2-day break, a day before and a day after. I am questioning whether or not that's a good idea because of how hard it was to get moving. Obviously, based on the light, it is not 5 a.m. But I got up and moving. I am not having a good day. I am angry and frustrated and aggressive. I'm pissed off at myself for not getting up at 5 like I should have. I'm pissed at myself for being up right now because I want to be in bed. I'm angry because my headphones have once again disappeared, and my socks weren't where I wanted them to be, and my shoes wouldn't stay tied, and just on and on and on. Just frustration and grumpy after frustration and grumpy. Usually, though, when I get angry, I try very hard to be at least a little bit reflective. And I try to identify why I'm actually angry. A lot of the times, the little things that frustrate me are not actually what I am angry about. Excuse me. They're triggers, but they're not the actual source of the anger. And it took me a while to trace back the source of why I was so angry this morning. And it went back to something that I had to witness on Friday night. Now, let me preface this by saying that I am trying very, very hard to not make any of these little journal entries political. I do not want to start yet another mindless, useless political debate. I do not want comments to turn into a battleground. I see that all over my feed, and I'm tired of it. That's not what I'm doing. So please understand, this is not a political statement in any way, shape, or form. This is simply an observation of what I went through. What I had to watch yesterday were 3 women having a 2-hour conversation about how terrible men were. Not some men, not certain men who had done certain actions, just men in general. I was sitting 5 feet away from these people. They knew I was there, they knew I was listening, and this conversation just went on and on and on. And it apparently got under my skin a lot worse than I thought it was going to. Let me make it perfectly clear. Some men are absolute scumbags. That being said, some women are absolute scumbags too. I think a more accurate way of looking at it is some people are absolute scumbags. It took me a long time of processing while I was walking to figure out why this bothered me so much. Originally, I thought it was because, well, I felt personally attacked by this conversation. But then I realized, no, that's actually not what really bothers me. That's not why I'm angry, believe it or not. Because I know that these people didn't mean me. I know that I wasn't the subject of this conversation. I know that people who try to live their lives with kindness and integrity are probably not who these people are talking about. So then why am I so angry? Why am I so violently frustrated? And I think it's because, and if you'll pardon me for quoting a movie, I'm tired of people being ugly to each other. In the last, I don't know exactly how long it's been. I want to call it 30 years. Maybe it's been going on for longer than that, but that's the time that I've been on this earth that I've been able to observe it. We have become so combative, so angry, so full of vitriol and poison. And it's everybody. I don't care which side of the political divide you fall on. I don't care who you choose to follow and believe in, or if you believe in nobody. I don't care who you are. You have been affected by this phenomenon. I have been affected by this phenomenon. We have a sense of us versus them. Us being whoever it is that at that particular moment agrees with our particular opinion, and them being everybody else. And I'm sick of it. I am so utterly, violently, vehemently sick of how cruel people are to each other. How many straw men arguments get built up just so that they can be torn down. How many negative and vile things get said. I don't care. I don't care where on the spectrum anybody falls. You've all been a part of it. We've all done it. I've done it. And it's got to stop. It has got to stop. Because we are going to tear ourselves to shreds from the inside out. People are worried about Russia and China and Mexico. It's not going to matter. We're going to do all the work for them. We're going to shred ourselves to pieces for them. And that's probably going on in their countries too, in various ways. It has to stop. And unfortunately, I don't have a solution. There is no global, applicable solution that I can just blanket apply and go, this is how we fix it. This is how it fixes it. The only thing I know that is going to change this is personal responsibility and personal choices. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to work every day to stop the us versus them mentality. I am going to work every single day to stop seeing the people I disagree with as others, as some other kind. I am going to work to see each and every person as just that, a person. Let me make this clear. I don't have to agree with the people I encounter. I don't have to agree with their life choices, with their personal beliefs, with their political beliefs. I don't have to like what they do. I don't even have to like them. But I am going to try to view them as a human being. And I would encourage everybody to do the same. It's hard. It's really, really hard to do this because it is so easy to slip back into, well, how can you believe X? It doesn't matter what X is. It can be anything from whether or not pineapple goes on pizza, to whether or not there's a God, to whether or not the wall should be built, to whether or not Trump, which brand of spray tan Trump uses. I don't care what you're arguing about. It can be anything. Because they believe X, then blank. Stop that. That's got to stop. And we all have to do this individually, day by day, one step at a time, responsible choice. You don't have to agree with them. You don't even have to like them. But please, stop being ugly to people. Stop splitting us apart. Look for the ways that we can come together instead of in the ways that we can break. If you have to have a discourse about something, if something is so important that you need to discuss and debate it, then do it with kindness, do it with respect, and realize that you're probably going to get to a point where you may have to agree to disagree. You may not be able to change that person's mind. In fact, you probably won't be able to change that person's mind. But regardless of whether you change their mind, regardless of whether or not they show you the same kind of civility. I don't care if they fling insults and vitriol to you. Don't return fire. Don't fight back. I'm going to sound very 60s and hippie by saying this. Love is the only thing that is going to fix this shattered world. I don't mean letting everybody do whatever they want. I don't mean saying that everybody is somehow right all at the same time. But I mean tolerance. I mean the genuine, the true definition of tolerance. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. But you're a person. And I need to live and let live. And I need to not be cruel and not tear you down because of what you believe. This is a weighty topic. This is a hard one. This is not going to be easy. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail over and over again, but I'm at least going to try. And I'd encourage everybody out there to do the same. Thanks to those of you who tuned in. It's always nice to see people watch. And hopefully I will see you again bright and early tomorrow when I'm going to do my level best to actually get up at the time I'm supposed to get up at. Oh, and in an attempt to stop leaving these videos on a sour note, I just want everybody to look at how absolutely gorgeous of a day it is. It's crisp and cold. There's sparkling snow on the ground. The sun's out. The way it's shining through the trees and glinting off of the snow is just gorgeous. I'm going to try to find a way to always end these things on a positive note, because some of my own internal negativity has been coming out in these, and I don't want to leave people or myself that way when I go back and watch these again. Nice to see all of you. See you all again next time.